And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and we're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right here next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. We have a great guest for you today. Captain Art Taylor from The Searcher is here. We're going to be talking some fishing here on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Your San Diego County Ford dealer knows that vehicles are not one size fits all, and they have a variety to choose from to suit your individual wants and needs. Looking for a truck to handle both work and play? The legendary F-150 has you covered with its military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame and smart technology, like the available Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up your boat with the turn of a dial. Or do you need a vehicle that's ready for your next adventure? The Ford Ranger is standing by, so grab your gear and let's go. This adventure-ready truck has an available terrain management system that has 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Is an SUV more your speed? No problem. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have those too. The 2020 Ford Explorer has been completely redesigned inside and out and has available third-row power-fold seats to easily accommodate more passengers or cargo and available twin-panel moonroof to let the outdoors in. Visit buyfordnow.com to learn more or visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Gotta love California in the summer. Just remember, COVID is still with us. So if you're going to the water, plan ahead, follow local public health guidelines, and make sure everyone wears a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Going to be a great day today, talking some fishing. Looking forward to today, man.
Yeah, Captain Art Taylor. Good morning, Art.
Good morning, Pete.
All right. Great to have you here in the world headquarters. And Searcher Sport Fishing, man, you guys have been in kind of the winter mode here. And now that we're in spring, things are starting to bud on the Searcher, right?
Yeah, we have lots of advanced bookings, which is very, very encouraging. People are ready to go fishing.
You said record-breaking. You used that term. That's
we have
great.
More reservations on the books, early bookings, than we've ever had. And so, it's a tribute to a great job that Celia's been doing in the office, and there's just a huge amount of interest. I'm sure that, Rick, you see it in the shop, and I think that talking to my colleagues, they're all doing well as far as advanced bookings are concerned. So we're excited.
So that tells you that you better get on a reservation here if you're not already on, right?
Yeah, weekly we are taking reservations daily. And so you'll notice on the schedule page of our website, there's a lot of red and orange, which means they're either sold out or just a couple spots left, and I think that the majority of the trips are close to being full. So, yeah, if you're thinking about going fishing, I'd be making a reservation soon. Don't wait. Don't be left at the dock.
Especially with the caliber of fishing that we experienced last year on the Searcher. It was just so good. Lots of options close to home. The prospects, we heard Tom Green talking about the Mexican commercial fleet finishing with their quota faster than it's ever done in the history, and all the sign of fish down below. It sure seems like the things are stacking up for another great one. Yeah,
we are so blessed to have that local bluefin tuna fishery that, I think we can all agree that that's a local stock, from fish up to 400 pounds and bigger probably.
Real.
And, seeing small fish that obviously is just a few months old. And so we're really lucky that fishery's around, and I'm sure that we're going to get to exploit it again.
Yeah, now I'm looking at searchersportfishing.com, and I see new limited load 2.5-day trips. Tell us about those.
Well, we had, unfortunately, our natural history season for this year canceled because of COVID. Okay. Most of our clientele for those Baja trips comes from the UK, and there's no way for them to get here. So. Yeah. We're going to start fishing sooner. So
that's awesome.
I know.
Yeah. For bad news for you, but good news for
right.
you. Good news, bad news. Right?
Exactly.
So on the weekends in May and early June, we have I believe it's 7 ultra limited load 2.5-day trips are limited to 17 people.
What?
Oh, my God.
17 people?
Yeah. So, most everybody will get their own private cabin. And so, if you and Rick want to come out together, then you'll get a 2-person room, one of the bigger rooms. And so we made it for 17 people. And so 2.5-day trips, and you can book through fishermanslanding.com. And so we're going to get started sooner. And the boat's going to be ready to go here by the 1st of April. And if something happens in April, we'll be ready to rock.
So you might do day trips, day-and-a-half trips, something.
Whatever, yeah. It may just be weekends. That's to be determined. But, we have several ideas. And like I said, we're going to have the boat ready to go and the crew ready to go. So...
April 1st is a week after next.
Yes, it is.
You're ready to go.
We're going to be ready, yes.
All right. That's good news.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great news. So tell us, first of all, for those of our listeners that may not be familiar with the Searcher, about the Searcher, the incredible history of that vessel and what you've done.
This is year 51. So last year was our 50th anniversary, and... was a huge success, and we're going to keep that ball rolling. 95 feet, air-conditioned cabins, RSW system to preserve your catch, large bait capacity, all the latest and greatest electronics in the wheelhouse so that we can find fish, and a great crew. We got Captain Mike Totter and Captain Armando Marquez coming back this year, and just a core group of guys that were family, and they do a great job, and it's all about customer service, We treat everybody like, a bar of gold. They're important to us, and we want them to have a good time and be safe and come back and see us the following year, or multiple times during a season. So.
And you do. I mean, you have a lot of repeat business. The boat does things right. The boat has amazing history, too. It was actually the first real deal long-range sport fishing boat in San Diego, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, it was like when Bill Poole dubbed it the Cape Polaris, it was doing some serious trips. It was
the Cadillac back then. Yeah, it was, and it's just a great boat. Lots of history, lots and lots of fish. Tons and tons of fish have come aboard that boat over the last 50 years.
The Searcher is so soft riding too. It's just the most comfortable boat. Yeah, I love it. It's that double plank mahogany. It just doesn't pound and bang. It's just, I love it. I absolutely love riding on that boat.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a great boat. It really is, and we're super proud of it, and take really good care of it, and we're just lucky that we've been associated with it now. This will be my 39th year.
39th year?
Yeah.
No
with the boat. Wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
1982.
It's when you got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you take care of an old girl like the Searcher? I mean, 51 years old, people go, wow, that's really old for a boat. But in reality, the boat's probably in better shape today than it's ever been.
We, choose an area of the boat every year, and so, okay, we're going to address this area. What do we need to do? And so we game plan, and we buy materials, and we focus on that area of the boat and renew it to keep it maintained and protect the investment. And so every year we're doing something, and it's just I think the one thing that we're finding, like, we just renewed all the lighting in the bunk rooms, in the cabins, and in the galley, part of the galley, and we took the old fixtures out as an example in the cooking area, and that was a 50-year-old fixture that still had the silicon bronze fasteners in it.
Wow.
From when the boat was constructed.
Wow.
And so, a lot of credit has to go to Dittmar and Dollison, and it has to go to Bill Poole for when they built it right. They built it to last, and the Searcher is evidence of that. You talk about boats having a lifetime, and what's the lifespan of a boat, and if it's built correctly in the beginning and it's maintained well, then it's indefinite. It's indefinite, and that's the way that we look at it. Is like, we got to keep this thing as close to or better than what it was like when it was new, and that's one of our goals, and we take a lot of pride in it. And when you come down to the boat, you'll see evidence of that.
Yeah. So you completely redid the lighting, I'm guessing, with new modern LED lighting?
Yeah.
Which has got to be a huge enhancement.
Yeah, things are brighter down there.
I'll bet they are. Yeah, LED is
like... And
stuff.
What else did we do? We put not all new appliance, but 75% of the appliances in the galley are brand new, with all new wiring and circuitry and that sort of thing. And
chefs are probably excited for that.
They are. Yeah, they were
cool.
grateful. They were grateful. And there's another thing. The flat top griddle that we took out of there was original.
Wow,
that's.
So you put a new one in.
So we put a new one in.
Wow.
So, when they built the boat, they put the right stuff in to last. Yeah. And so we took a 50-year-old grill off of that boat. We had to cut it out because there wasn't any way to get to the fasteners and that sort of thing. We just had to cut the thing out and
rebuild.
And so now that, all the appliances or close to all the appliances are new, and
wow,
and new wiring.
Chef's going to be stoked on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
New wiring in the galley.
All new wiring. Yeah.
Those are big projects.
Yeah. It's,
anything else that people who rode the boat last year are going to see this year that say, hey, look at that?
Probably not. I mean, you're going to see the new appliances when you come up to the counter, and the lighting you're going to notice. But, just in general maintenance that needs to get done. And so, we're planning next week. We got this weather window. We're going to repaint the upper deck so people will notice that that's fresh and clean. And so... There's nothing, that's going to really stand out, except for the fact that it's going to be brighter down there.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Sure, yeah.
Over the 51 years that the Searcher has been around, how many engines, do you know, have been how many times has the boat been repowered?
Well, so when I took it over, there was those monster V12 Waukesha engines.
35 years ago.
That was, that was 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
And, 38 years ago. And then the Royal Polaris repowered. And we took the engines that came out of the Royal Polaris and replaced the engines in the Searcher with those Waukeshas.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then back in 2000, we repowered the boat with the engines that are currently in the boat.
Which are?
Those are six-cylinder Caterpillars, 475 horse Caterpillars. And since then, we took those engines out of the boat and rebuilt them and then put them back in.
Wow.
So that's 4 sets of engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not very many in the number of hours that those engines
Think about that.
Think about the number of
How many times they've turned a prop.
Yeah.
When we rebuilt the existing engines, they had 44,000 hours on them, and they have 65,000 hours on them now.
Now?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
so those
so
engines have over 100,000 hours with one rebuilt.
Well, no, it's total.
It's total. Yeah, with one rebuild in between.
One rebuild, 60-some thousand hours. Yeah.
Oh, total.
Total.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours.
A lot of good service and a lot of fish caught because of that.
Yeah, a friend of mine said that the Searcher's probably been to the moon and back and halfway back to the moon as far as miles are concerned. So think about that. That's a lot of,
so cool.
It's a lot of miles traveled.
That's a lot of travel. And as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. A lot to talk about here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Man, I love having Captain Art on here. Yeah, so much to cover between the boat and all the great fishing going on. And we want to hear from you. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, please give us a call. We're going to have a great time talking with Captain Art Taylor this morning. 213 area code 432-1090. That's how you reach us here this morning. Again, 213-432-1090. That's the number to call us on Let's Talk Hookup. Don't forget the text. Texts are already pouring through. We're going to have some great text messages today. That is only available via the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download if you haven't done it already. You absolutely need to have the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's the easiest way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup. You can easily listen to archive shows if you missed the show or you can only catch half of Art because you got to run out and go do a golf game. You can listen to it on your drive home. It's just a really, really great way to keep in touch with what's going on Let's Talk Hookup. And if that wasn't enough, our prize today is just awesome. Check this out. So one lucky caller at the end of today's show is going to win a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. You're not only going to get the nicest pair of glasses on the water in Maui Jim, but you get absolutely any non-prescription pair of Maui Jims that's made. You're going to get a card that's good for anything you want. You can go on the website, pick any frame, any style, the sport lens, a fishing lens, a high fashion one, whatever you want. You got a brand new pair of Maui Jims, including the ability to customize it with the My Maui feature, which allows you to put readers or different frames and lens colors together. Yeah. This is a really, really cool prize. I mean, honestly, worth an untold amount. I mean, because some of those high fashion Maui Jims are hundreds of dollars.
Plus the My Maui edition,
Yeah, this is a really cool prize. It's going to allow you to find the pair of glasses that fits you just right. You go down to Fisherman's or Dana Landing or find a pair that fits you just right, and you can find out exactly what you want. Hop on the website, and you are going to get a very, very nice pair of Maui Jims. And that, again, is going to one lucky caller at the end of the show today. 213-432-1090 is your shot at that great prize. Or, better yet, just your opportunity to talk to Captain Art Taylor. It's going to be a great show today.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090. $9.90.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Dana Landing in Mission Bay is truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Come see our expert fishing staff for just about anything you need for a great day of on-the-water fun. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack, perfect for up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse with up to 6. Dana Landing has a huge selection with everything you need to catch small bay bass or giant tuna. We will be sure to set you up with the right gear. We even offer reel repair and Mexican and California fishing licenses. Don't forget the amazing deli at Dana Landing with all the food, ice, and beverages you need to complete your day. Need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle with all the finest rods and reels, the hottest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has an amazing staff who love to share their passion for fishing. East County Bait and Tackle is located at the end of the 67 freeway on Main Street in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp on San Diego's Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Seakeeper, the leader in marine stabilization, has launched its newest, smallest, and most radically different model, the Seakeeper 1. Now, for the first time, stabilization is available for boats as small as 23 feet. The Seakeeper 1 is designed to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on vessels 23 to 30 feet. With a fresh new look, the Seakeeper 1 has a compact flush mount installation and runs on 12-volt battery power. Installation is a breeze. It can fit under almost any seat. Now your skiff can enjoy the comfort and enjoyment that only a Seakeeper-equipped boat can provide. Check out the Seakeeper demo boat at upcoming shows and arrange a free test drive. Seakeeper has changed the lives of many Southern California anglers, including Pete Gray, and will allow you to stay on the fishing grounds when others need to head back to port. Visit seakeeper.com/take-a-ride to arrange a demo. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your trailer boat. Seakeeper. Once you feel it, you'll never boat without it.
Coastal Conservation Association counts on people like you to help protect angling. One way to help and become a conservation hero is to sign up for Contribute to Conservation. This program allows you to automatically donate as little as $10 per month with no contract and the ability to opt out at any time. For a limited time, receive a CCA t-shirt and sports fishing calendar when you sign up. Visit ccacalifornia.org today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. We're here, Captain Art Taylor from The Searcher, talking fishing on a great morning, man. This just really feels like this is what the beginning of spring is supposed to be like. We're overlooking Fisherman's Landing. It's blue skies. The boats are all, the maintenance is kind of starting to end its time. This is when traditionally most of the boats are doing their maintenance, and you can tell projects are wrapping up and the tarps are coming off and the boats are looking shiny. It really feels like we're on the cusp of this thing kicking off.
Ready to roll.
Totally.
Like The Searcher.
Yes, sir.
Ready to roll. All right. Well, I think we're ready to roll in those jam-packed phone lines.
No doubt.
Andrew has been busy this morning.
Yeah, everybody's excited to talk to Art, so we're going to start it off over in University City. Tom is going to be our first caller this morning. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Hey,
Morning,
I'd like
Tom.
to just talk a little about early season bluefin, because I know they're out there. I was wondering why we don't catch them sooner. Is it because of the bait they're on or how deep they are? And the second thing is I had also heard when on small anchovy you can use a cold sniper to catch bluefin. And what are your thoughts on when to use that and how to use it?
Well, I think that, this time of year, everybody's doing maintenance. That's one thing. So there's less boats out looking for bluefin tuna. A lot of the long-range fleet is doing long trips, 14 to 18 days. So they're, just traveling by the area that the bluefin tuna have been seen here recently. And so they're headed for points south. And so they're kind of got the blinders on a little bit. And so there's less activity, less trips being ran. So that's one of the reasons. But last weekend, the angler went out and saw a couple schools and caught 125-pounder, and, conditions weren't all that great. But that fish is still around. So I think that you're going to see more trips as we get into April, and boats will be going down there, and it's just, it's a timing thing. It's if you get the right day, they're biting a little bit, you got the right conditions, and I think that you're going to see more and more trips getting out, more and more boats running because their maintenance period is done. And so think back to 2 years ago in March and April was phenomenal. Bluefin tuna, that 50 to 70 pound fish that I'm pretty sure the Pacific Queen and the Angler were doing trips out there and just having limits of bluefin tuna on trips, day and a half and 2.5 days. And last year didn't happen because of the virus. So I think that there's going to be more and more trips targeting those things coming up here this next month, and so you're going to see more catches. And it's not that we don't want to go out there and catch them. It's just traditionally this is when everybody is doing maintenance and getting ready for the up-and-coming season and getting the regulatory stuff taken care of and preparations for the season. So there's just less boats doing trips.
Art, he'd mentioned fishing a Colt sniper. When is the appropriate time? Like when is that a tool that should be used or not, and effectiveness of that kind of thing?
Well, I think that what I've seen is when that fish is up on the surface on balls of small bait fish, whether it's anchovy or sardine or mackerel, whatever it is, then that Colt sniper is a replica of that small bait fish. And so that's when you can key on catching those fish at that time. And, any time that, if you stop on a big school of bluefin tuna and the boat's drifting, whether they're up boiling around on small bait or not, it's an appropriate time to try them because they bite those things on the sink, and it doesn't have to be on the retrieve close to the surface. It can just be like a smaller version of a flat fall or a knife jig. So, I would, make sure that you have Colt snipers in your tackle box so that if they're keying on that day, then you have them available to use.
Cheap tool that's a good piece of insurance to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Art, also we were talking about what causes them to bite. Why aren't they biting? Do you think the water temperature has something to do with that? I mean, if the water temperature is higher, would those schools have more of a tendency to bite?
I don't think so, because you got to think about what they're doing down there at 100 feet or 150 feet, and what's the temperature down there. It's cooler than what it is. Sea surface temperature is a good indicator for us, and we use that sort of thing. And there are times in the year when there's a pocket of warm, clean water, and the fish are hanging out in it, But bluefin is a cold water fish. They're not a hot water fish like yellowfin tuna and wahoo and dorado and that sort of thing. So they're perfectly happy in 60-degree water. I don't think that the sea surface temperature necessarily makes them bite or not bite.
Okay,
and it's all about food source.
There's times when bluefin decide to be bluefin. I mean, it could be July and August, and we're just having great fishing, and for whatever contributing factor is, those fish kind of put their nose down for a little bit, and then the next week they bite nails again, and they just
right back where they were the week before.
Yeah, totally. And why is they're in the middle of the ocean? They're on the same spot. What is that all about?
It's all about water condition and food source. You know, they got to eat all the time.
Yeah.
They got to eat. You know, they burn so well. Like, just to use a human analogy, they're burning calories all the time. So you know, I mean, if you're running around jogging all day long, you got to, you know, the body needs fuel. So that's what's going on, and so they're keying in on a food source and the right conditions. And if they find that sort of thing, then they're going to hang out and they're going to take advantage of that food source and the conditions. And if that changes, then they move on until they find that food source and the conditions that they like, and then they're going to hang out there until that changes. So that's what's going on.
All right.
Very
good. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
That's got me fired up, man. I'm ready. Well, hey, with that, let's kind of roll into our text. We have a bunch of great texts coming through. This one says, Art, I'm on your July 11 3-day limited load albacore special. He says, a little hopeful humor here. He says, could you discuss the difference in techniques from when you're fishing bluefin and yellowfin now to when you were fishing albacore? That's from Ed in Ventura. And he says, yes, I'm aware. That's just a little hopeful humor.
Could happen.
Could.
You know, there really isn't a whole lot of difference. You're fly lining a live bait, and whether it's 200-pound bluefin or 40-pound yellowfin or 25-pound albacore, you're still fly lining a live bait. And maybe you're changing the line class, and maybe you're changing the hook size and that sort of thing, but you're still stopping at Irvingham Brothers Bait Receiver on the way out, and you're getting a load of bait, and you're going offshore, and you're finding fish, and you're drifting, and you're casting a live bait. So there really isn't a whole lot of difference in the technique.
What about the way you, as a captain, locate those schools?
Well, it's, you know, now with the technology, sea surface temperature maps and water, satellite imagery and that sort of thing has changed the game. And, we didn't have color scanning sonar back then, It was a case, well, it's 4th of July, we might as well go offshore and drag the jigs around and see if there's an albacore out there. And, there was always... Gene Grimes on the Legend would go out to the dumping ground 100 miles straight south of San Diego and troll around, and he'd catch the first albacore of the season. And then everybody would change from fishing the Coronado Islands to going offshore. You'd put your anchor away, and because you're not anchoring anymore, and you start going out and putting trolling feathers out, and hopefully you're finding the right water temperature and color, and that was the way that we did it back then. There was,
So if albacore were to come back this year, would you still rely on trolling, or would you more rely on your instruments?
Both. Yeah, we're looking at instruments, and we're looking at water maps and edges, and that sort of thing still exists with albacore. That hasn't changed.
And albacore are still going to bite jigs.
Absolutely.
More than a bluefin would.
I would think so. I think that we'd be trolling around. We'd be trolling zucker zucchinis.
Yeah, exactly.
What about yellowfin?
I think that he's talking about the trip, the 8th through the 11th of July. Historically, we're not catching yellowfin tuna until a little bit later on in the season when the water warms up a little bit more.
Right.
So, in the first 2 weeks in July, the water temperature is still in the mid-60s, and unless there's something crazy that we don't know about, that we're going to have 70-degree water out there at that time frame. But generally, July is a little bit early for yellowfin tuna, historically.
So we have a Let's Talk Hookup Gamakatsu sponsored day-and-a-half trip just before that trip on July 6th through the 8th with availability.
Yes,
day-and-a-half trip.
Yeah.
Gamakatsu sponsoring, going to have Gamakatsu prizes and hooks for everybody on the trip and a lot more stuff. And
those have been, traditionally, those things have been just great trips.
Yeah, and that's like prime time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The first 2 weeks in July have been really, really good the past few years.
Yeah. So if you want to go on that trip, if there's space available now on that trip, as well as our second trip, which is also Gamakatsu sponsored day-and-a-half on the 1st of September, which is another great time.
Both good dates.
Yeah.
Yes, prime time.
Space available on both of those day-and-a-half trips.
Search for sportfishing.com. You can book online or you can call Celia in the office.
Yeah. Jump on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great trips.
That's sweet. Well, hey, let's jump into the phones. They're packed. Dave and Anza is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Say, Art, I've been out with you several times over the years, and you always run a first-rate operation. Had some great trips with you. I was down at the docks one time when one of your natural history trips came in, and I know you said earlier they were canceled this season, but I noticed all the passengers on that trip were speaking German. I just kind of wondered, do you market these trips overseas? Do you promote them over there? And tell me a little bit about the itinerary. What can you expect to see and the sights and sounds you're going to see on a trip like that?
Wow, I don't know if we have enough time for all that, Dave, but thanks for the kind words. You can go to our natural history website, bahawhale.com, and you can check out itineraries and that sort of thing. And we have UK travel outfitters that have chartered the boat, and so they market to primarily the United Kingdom. But there are, those outfitters also market Europe. So yes, that's correct. It's been marketed heavily over there, and for whatever. Well, I can give you the reason is the amount of wildlife in Baja exceeds almost all places in the world as far as the amount of species of whales and dolphins that you can see in a 12-day trip. So it's a hot spot as far as wildlife is concerned. So that's the reason that people are interested in going. And just broadly, we're going down the Pacific side of the peninsula. We're visiting the gray whales in Laguna San Ignacio. We're looking at humpbacks around Cabo San Lucas, and then we're going up into the southern Sea of Cortez, and we're hoping to see blues and fins and sperm whales, and we're going ashore and doing some hiking and some snorkeling. It's a trip of a lifetime. It's an awesome trip, and Baja California has just so much life and a lot to offer and a lot to see.
Yeah, and they're pretty special trips.
They are.
And do you market any of those trips for consumers in the United States?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Celia. Typically, she has one trip that she books through our office, and so absolutely, bahawhale.com.
So they will be speaking English on that trip.
Well, yes, they will be speaking English.
Speaking of which, you have a lot of Germans on the boat. I mean, obviously they're speaking German. Does that ever cause an issue with the crew? I
didn't even think about that. Yeah, totally.
No.
I mean, issue isn't the right word. No. But,
in Germany, they teach you to speak, you're taught English. So it's your second language. So, and a lot of European countries are that way. So they speak and understand English perfectly.
So even on those trips, English is the first language of the searcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. All right. Just checking. Thanks a lot for the call this morning, Dave.
All right. With that, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got the man, Richard Castaneda, the Cast Man, standing by this morning. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Hey, Ricky. Good show, boys.
Castman, you're late.
Got a great
you're 24 hours late. What's that all about?
Well, I got home on Thursday night, and then I spent the all-day Friday catching up in SoCal, and then I flew up to Oregon on yesterday morning. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But just got back from from Loretto. Got there last Sunday. Fish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, Wednesday we got blown off the water. We didn't get a chance to fish. But Monday and Tuesday, myself and my buddy Mike and my buddy Joe and his buddy. We fished 2 boats and got 2 quality yellowtail, 25 to 30-pound fish each day on each boat, and 4 or 5 cabrilla, but nice cabrilla, nice 10, 12-pounders. And Pete, take a guess on what lure took all 4 yellowtail on both boats.
Take a guess. The flatfall.
You're close. The Colt Sniper.
Colt Sniper, okay.
Colt Sniper. I was amazed. Yeah.
No kidding. What size Colt Sniper?
My buddy, I don't know. I had iron. We had live bait.
What, did they just hand it to you and say, "Here, tie this on"?
Great report, Cass.
But anyway, no. I mean, it was good. Matter of fact, some guys staying there. We stayed at the Loma Hotel where we're staying.
That's such a great spot.
Let's talk Hookup. Yellowtail Rumble made 2 to 6, and of course we got those beautiful ocean view rooms that you look over the Sea of Cortez, which everybody will enjoy. And but like I said, and Pete, man, I tell you, there's some great restaurants there that I hadn't found yet, but we found a couple of new ones. And man, I'll tell you, we're going to dinner there one night, and I'm going to let you buy.
Okay, sounds good, Cass. That sounds good. Hey, that is Loretto is such a hidden gem, totally. And it's so great. And there's 2 airlines that fly there out of Tijuana. There's Alaska out of LAX. I mean, it's easy to get to. It's inexpensive. It's a great destination.
It is, and it's so easy to travel. You don't need to know anything. It's relatively small. You can walk around. People are really friendly. It's just that's an easy spot to go to.
Yeah. So do I have to call Miguel to find out what size Colt Sniper you're using?
It was is it the 100 gram?
Okay. All right. Now it's coming out. See?
He just had to twist his arm a little bit. He was trying to keep it secret.
Holding back.
He was trying to keep it secret for the Yellowtail Rumble.
Pete, maybe it's the 100 gram.
Okay. All right. It makes sense. That makes sense.
No, but let me tell you, it was a great trip. A lot of fun. And Art, I just want to comment on your boat. When I was on there year before last, it's immaculate. I couldn't believe that boat was 50 years old. I mean, you have that thing so clean and so painted, and it just looks great. The crew was great. The food was great. Fabulous trip. But anyway,
thank you so much.
Yeah. And anyway,
Cashman,
Pete, that's it. I'm going to hopefully have more reports coming out of Southern Baja. I'm still waiting for Mazatlán. Ixtapas-Zihuatanejo. I think as we get the tourism going there, I think you'll start seeing more and more reports coming from that area. But one more comment, too, regarding the COVID test coming back from Mexico. We made arrangements there at the La Mission front desk. On Wednesday, they came out 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They came in. They gave us our COVID test there. The results were either sent email, and then a hard copy was delivered to the hotel Thursday morning, a few hours before our flight. And it was great. Just a good process, and not to worry. Those tests are done right away.
That's a good thing to mention, Cass, because there's a lot of people in general that have had fear of that part of it. And I know a lot of people that maybe canceled trips or had second thoughts about it because of the fear of that. And what you just said is just rung true for a lot of people. People going to the East Cape and where you're at in Loretto.
I was in Zihuatanejo a couple weeks ago. Same thing.
And
piece of cake.
It really seems to be a non-factor.
Yeah. The Mexican tourism has it handled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they want you to come down there. Hey, Cass, question on our almost yet just a little better than a month away Loretto Rumble, May 2 through 6. Are there any spots left available?
I just added another room. Another 2 guys. While I was down there, they emailed me. As of right now, we have 21 boats and 42 people.
Wow.
So I got room for about 2 or 3 more rooms.
Okay, cool. All right. So if somebody wants to come, how do we get a hold of you?
800-593-6510 or on the web at casttours.com, and I'll talk to you boys next Saturday.
Great job, Cass. Appreciate a report as always, buddy. Appreciate the little insider on that Colt Sniper, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Saturday. Thanks, bud.
All right, boys.
All right, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including checking in with the catch report, more of your phone calls, and a whole lot more with Captain Art. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
Are you looking for an ultimate fishing destination? Well, look no further than Queen Charlotte Safaris Lodge in British Columbia. This is Valerie Helpridge. There's so many reasons to join us on your next fishing adventure, but a few of the highlights in fishing with us is the protected, calm, pristine waters for quality Chinook salmon all season. After you get your limits of salmon, Queen Charlotte Safaris will take you in our comfortable covered heated jet boats to our halibut, lingcod, and rock fishing areas, and we have larger retention than Alaska. Our beautiful lodge overlooks Shingle Bay and Sandspit, and it's so easy to get to. You fly from almost anywhere from the United States and Canada into Vancouver, then a short flight directly to Sandspit. Our trips are all-inclusive, full days of fishing, custom processing, fishing license, and all your gear is provided. Let our expert chefs pamper you with amazing meals. Our staff delivers wonderful hospitality, all in your Queen Charlotte Safaris package. So call me at 1-877-815-2892 or QCSafaris.com. We look forward to seeing you.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered. Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. Cast Tours has been creating unique sports fishing and vacation trips for decades. Whether it's a fishing trip or a family vacation, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
It's time for the Power Pro 30-second seminar. I like catching big fish, and I like smaller reels, too. How do I make sure that I have the capacity to land the big one? I fill my reels with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro, so you get more line on that small reel. Power Pro has a complete series of highly effective lines, including the brand new Power Pro Depth Hunter Offshore, with different colors every 100 feet. Perfect for flatfall fishing. Want to learn more? Check PowerPro.com. I'm here this morning talking fishing. Phone's been packed up. If you want to get your shot to get through, 213-432-1090. Not only your chance to talk to Captain Art, but also you might be having yourselves a brand new pair of Maui Jims.
And not any pair of Maui Jims.
Yeah.
The card you get this week. So that's going to be a very nice. I want to thank Mike and the great people over at Maui Jim for that.
Yeah, that is the ticket. Well, with that said, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Report today, sponsored by Gamakatsu Nautilus Hooks. That Nautilus Circle Hook has been a top choice for many anglers, from the Nautilus Light, the regular Nautilus, or the brand new Nautilus HD. And now with squid around on the local coast, get that Gamakatsu 4 extra strong octopus hook. It's the choice of top white sea bass anglers. Stock up on Gamakatsu Nautilus hooks and the octopus hooks at selected tackle stores. We're going to head on up to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going in there this morning?
Doing great. Good morning.
Good stuff. Good morning. Hey, another solid week up here. You know, other than Monday, we had boats out every day. On our 3/4 day scene right now, it's still that rockfish front and center, and it's been really good. You know, we've had some good scores on some really nice grade of fish. Like, I mean, we're fishing like 35 fathoms and catching stuff that you think, you know, you're fishing 500-600 feet, man. It's just been some real good quality stuff. Yeah. Whole squid on the double dropper loop was the hot setup. You know, there's been a little bit of squid signs, so those fish are certainly keyed in on some of that. And the quality on these things has been impressive. There's been a bit of sardine and anchovy out over this hard bottom, too. And it's kind of had this fish moving around. It's kind of relating it to it's kind of like fishing sand bass, you know, as the schools of these reds are moving around. We chase it around with the sonar and You know, we get on it, drop the anchor on it, catch it, and then we kind of move around again, and we kind of, fish it like that this week. So
that's cool.
Sounds crazy, but it was biting like that. It was good stuff. Half-day fishing still a little bit tough. Is if you put your foot in the water this week surfing, 54 to 58 degree water. Yeah, it's cold for sure. So I'd say it's probably the coldest we've seen it so far. Hopefully that's the end of that.
Coldest we've seen in years.
Yeah, it's been chilly.
54.
Yeah.
Yeah, cold. But some sheephead, sculpin, whitefish, kind of in the half-day scene. The bass fishing, obviously, with that cooler water, tightened up a little bit. That was a little tricky. But they also did a little bit of rock fishing out in front of the harbor there on some of those half-day trips. So it's been kind of a day-to-day deal on what the target or the scope of that half-day trip is going to be, all dependent on, what they think is going to be the best bet. Over at Clemente, the Fury, he's continued to have really good fishing over there. Marcus had some real good scores on the rockfish for his guys. A couple days this week that he was over there, he said that just the reds have been solid. The coppers, big bank perch, is some of that new allowable depth has come into play for them. It's been really productive. So they got the day in yesterday as the weather kind of came up out there, and they stayed in last night. So with the weather up out there today, so he's got trips online this week. I think the best bet though would be check the weather and make your reservations accordingly. I know there's supposed to be a blowout out there a couple days midweek, so just plan around that. But we'd love to take you guys fishing this week. If you guys want to hop on a trip, give the landing a call here. Our number is 949-496-5794. Of course, you can check us out on the web at danawharf.com or link us right there through the Let's Talk Hookup page, and I'll take you can book online from there.
Man, that's great info. Certainly some great deals and some good fishing to be had. Brian, appreciate a great report as always, buddy. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to hearing about some more great fishing next week.
Roger, looking forward to this next week, too. Thanks guys, bro, for the time. We'll see you.
Appreciate it, Willie. All right, now let's continue on to find out what's going on in the surf. Our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, is on the line. What's going on, Gundy?
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
We're doing great. Good morning.
Gosh, I heard you guys talking last week about the grunion. I was having a little technical difficulties, but it's starting to show on the southern beaches. Interesting set of conditions this week, Rockcod. Despite yesterday being the first day of spring, the water temperatures are still quite cool. Lots of mid-50s, especially on those northern beaches. The grunion ran last week, and it was a real strong run. Kind of surprising. A lot of reports, San Pedro, Shoreline Drive, all the way down to Torrey Pines. Just really good, strong grunion run. Not a lot of catches in the grunion, especially up north, but some excellent catches on San Diego County beaches and the lagoons, and that's a real promising thing and something to watch here. Additionally, still waiting for the barred perch to spawn up north. It's a late bloomer, that's for sure. As we hit spring, they still aren't getting those spawners, but I think that's just a function of the weather. We get better weather here, we're going to get going. Hook, line, sinker reported solid barred perch bite on most of the beaches up there. Limit fishing on fish up to a pound. Gulp sandworms, lugworms, grubs, cut salted anchovies, all working well. East Beach, Goleta, butterflies, some of the better spots. Scattered halibut catches up there, but improving. Wiley's reported good perch action up north. Wainini, Hollywood, Silver Strand, 5th Street, some of those traditional perch spots. Guys are making good catches, but like I said, none of those spawning hens yet. I'm sure that's just a matter of days, actually. Most of the fish under a pound with a few better kickers. No spawning hens yet. Like I said, big fish reported very good spot fin bite on the backside of that new moon. Several fish in the 3 to 4 pound range. Lugworms, bloodworms, some yellowfin croaker mixed in there. Guys are getting some of the better models on ghost shrimp, always a great bait for hunting for a bigger one. Ketchum tackle reported improving halibut bite. Let's see. Catches topped by a 28-incher. Sorry, my notes a little scattered here. River jetties, that fish was taken on a crocodile, a 28-inch fish. Hogan's reported some good halibut catches. A 30-inch fish was taken on a jig para micro, and that was at Doheny. And then a 36-inch fish was taken on the short jetty on a flash minnow. The grunion runs strong there at Doheny, so I think that's what's going on. Finally, Pacific Coast checked in a bunch of legal halibut this week. The big fish was a 38-inch fish taken at the Del Mar River mouth on a flash minnow, a 31-inch fish at Botaquitos on a swim bait, several in the 25 to 30-inch range off Torrey Pines, Cardiff, Ponto. the grunion ran strong down here, Rock Cotton. The water's a little bit warmer, and I think those halibut are on the move. No reports out of Carlsbad because of dredging, but I tell you, after that dredging's done, that lagoon is going to light up like a Christmas tree. So that's something to watch on the southern front and the halibut front.
Great report, Gundy. I love to hear that bait. That bait is really what kicks off that good big fish fishing. I mean, those grunion runs, it feels like the unofficial start to the bigger game fish in the surf.
You're right, and it's strong runs. That's interesting with the cooler water. Just we've had grunion runs the last few seasons, but they're saying it was really a ton of fish on the beaches. So I'm fired up. If you can't tell, I'm stumbling all over myself.
Well, great job, brother. It's always great to hear your reports, and I'm glad to hear that things are going in the direction they are. Good fishing is what we love. I appreciate it, as always, you compiling so much good info, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Love doing it. It's right around the corner, you guys. Good show. I'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Gundy. Appreciate that very much. Here's a great text from Duffy in Huntington Beach. Thanks, Art, for all the great Tackle Tip Thursdays. And have to throw out a big thanks to Callie, your main gal who does all the social media, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's on that social media.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's been great. Our followers are up, and
yeah.
And we were just talking about that.
Your main
thanking Pete for participating in that, and Rick's done several. So
your main platforms are Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have a YouTube
channel
as well.
Yeah. And so, and how do they access Tackle Tip Thursday?
You go to Searcher Sport Fishing on Facebook or Instagram, and should come up on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're just simple videos, little tackle tips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
But it's fun. Sometimes it's Mike. Sometimes it's a crew member. Sometimes it's Steve Carson. Sometimes it's Pete Gray. It's different. It's cool, different, quick video clips, and it might be rigging, or it might be gear selection, or it might be a casting technique. It's just all kinds of cool things. I think it's so much fun, and you guys do a great job with they're just quick, killer, informative videos.
Yeah, and on Facebook this up and coming Thursday, instead of a Tackle Tip Thursday, we're doing live again. So Tackle Talk Live on Thursday with myself and Armando and Ryan. We're either going to be on the boat or up in the conference room at Fisherman's Landing.
Okay.
So this Thursday, Tackle Talk Live on Facebook.
On Facebook. That's great. Now, to continue Duffy's question, he says, I have a question about fishing yo-yo jigs. Do you prefer, he says y'all, so he must be from the South. You prefer mono or braid to a short leader, and why?
Braid with a top shot is probably, you're going to have that anyway. And so if you have a top shot, then if you get your lure stuck on the bottom, then it's much easier to break off if you get your lure stuck down there. Yeah. So I would definitely have mono. And so it could be, your standard 100-foot top shot of monofilament over whatever size braid you had, and you're using 40 to 80 pound test mono or fluorocarbon. It doesn't have to be fluorocarbon, but if that's what you got, and you're just tying a blue and white Salis 6X on and going to the bottom and turn the handle as fast as you can on halfway up, and
you like the full size 6X rather than the junior?
It seems that way, yeah. Then if you have a little bit more weight, so you're getting to the bottom quicker. And,
all right.
If there's wind or if there's a little bit more current, then you're going to get to the bottom. And so the regular size seems to be better than the junior.
All right. Very good.
I dig it. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More great information and a lot more of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
If you're looking for a high-quality cocktail that's also easy to enjoy on your next fishing trip, check out Cutwater Spirits' lineup of canned cocktails. Cutwater's master distiller and co-founder, Yusuf Cherney, is a hardcore fisherman. In fact, he developed Cutwater with all his favorite adventures in mind. Yusuf takes Cutwater's award-winning spirits, uses them to make real cocktails, and then puts them into cans so you can take them anywhere. It's like they were made for fishing because they were actually made for fishing. Check out their popular canned margarita made with real tequila, the zesty vodka mule, or the spicy Bloody Mary, which has some serious bite. They also make super refreshing vodka sodas in grapefruit, lime, and cucumber flavors. Just crack a can and enjoy a bar-quality cocktail even when there's no bar in sight. Back at the dock or at your evening anchorage in Catalina, Cutwater cocktails are exactly what you need for your next fishing trip. You can check out all 18 of Cutwater's canned cocktails at cutwaterspirits.com and then look for them at your local liquor store. Then go ahead and set your cocktail free. Please enjoy responsibly.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is small, It's very personal, very intimate. I don't think there's anywhere else that you could have the old Baja feel and have all those miles of beachfront, the palapa roofs and the stone walls. There's not a room that you don't have some kind of ocean view. You don't give up any amenities at the ranch. It's just very rustic. You know how when you cook outdoors it tastes better? Well, that's Rancho Leonero. It just tastes better. We have paddle boards, we've got kayaks, we've got snorkeling equipment, of course. We've got 12 super pongas. We have dive trips. We've got over 40 kayaks at the hotel. We've got all accurate equipment, very top of the line. And when the fishing's good, we'll freeze your fish, pack it all up, send it home with you. People love it. They'll come back 5-6 times a year. That's the highest accolade we can get. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. At rancholeonero.com. It's unique.
Your San Diego County Ford dealer knows that vehicles are not one size fits all, and they have a variety to choose from to suit your individual wants and needs. Looking for a truck to handle both work and play? The legendary F-150 has you covered with its military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame and smart technology, like the available Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up your boat with the turn of a dial. Or do you need a vehicle that's ready for your next adventure? The Ford Ranger is standing by, so grab your gear and let's go. This adventure-ready truck has an available terrain management system that has 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Is an SUV more your speed? No problem. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have those too. The 2020 Ford Explorer has been completely redesigned inside and out and has available third-row power-fold seats to easily accommodate more passengers or cargo and available twin-panel moonroof to let the outdoors in. Visit buyfordnow.com to learn more or visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid Hagani body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available in 4 models, 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at a more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and dependability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance to staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.